outside of the feeling of chemistry, there are three emotions that men have to feel that will let them know that they're actually falling in love with you, that will let them know that you're actually the one. And unfortunately, with humans, reality is what you feel. So even though you may not be the quote unquote one, if they feel these three emotions, their brain is gonna backward rationalize that you guys are a good match, no matter how toxic you guys might be for each other. But in this case, the good thing is that we're talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And with those two people, when I was doing research about them, my heart became a little warm. For the simple fact that they look like such a good couple, but also it's how she makes Travis Kelce feels that fascinates me the most. I'm not gonna be talking about how Travis makes her feel. That's for another channel that I have. But we're gonna be breaking down how you guys can apply the strategies that Taylor Swift is actually applying to make him feel these three emotions that will make him fall in love with her and that will make him see her as quote unquote wifey material. All right, so let's begin this video. If you guys want to learn about this type of stuff, you guys can pre-order my new upcoming course called The Feminine Woman, where I teach you these types of strategy, particularly the feminine strategy that Taylor Swift is using, because there are different types of strategy on how to attract guys. There is using masculine energy to do it, and then there's using feminine energy to do it. Taylor Swift uses feminine energy around Travis to apply this. It's kind of fascinating. But so if you guys want to purchase and pre-order that course, you can click on the description down below where it says pre-order The Feminine Woman. It's a general overall course on how to increase your feminine energy while increasing your masculine energy. It's a course that I made specifically for my nieces if they were to watch my videos. Okay, so let's begin with the video. First is first, before I talk about the emotions, there's one fundamental thing about Taylor Swift that is actually the foundation to her charisma, and that's her inaccessibility. She doesn't have a lot of time, and she's very difficult to access. And the reason why I included this part is because a lot of people, when they fall in love, before they're in love with someone, they're inaccessible, right? But as soon as they fall in love, they become completely accessible. With the nature of Taylor's job, she's inaccessible by nature. She's very difficult to get a hold of. So that unavailability, that distance, that giving people more space than necessary actually gives you an advantage, right? And look how hard it was for Travis to actually meet the girl.
Was it?
Yeah, well, I was disappointed that she doesn't talk before or after her shows because she has to save her voice for the 44 songs.
So that's one thing, right? She's very difficult to get a hold of. She has rules and very high standards when it comes to with people contacting her. That naturally makes a guy kind of nervous. That gives you an extra aura of inaccessibility that makes you more mysterious.
That she sings. So I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her.
You made her a bracelet?
Yeah. If you're up on Taylor Swift concerts, there are friendship bracelets, and I received a bunch of them being there, but I wanted to give Taylor Swift one with my number on it. Not right now.
Your number's in 87 or your phone number?
You know which one. She does.
Right, so that inaccessibility makes the guy work extra hard. And what happens? Well, they start to think about you even more, right? Because they cannot access you, they start thinking about you. Now, why is that? Well, there's a law of power, which is absence, right? The law of absence, 48 laws of power. Absence, right? 58 laws of power, put that right. But look what Robert Greene says about using absence to increase respect.
Napoleon had this idea to the effect of, if I appear every day at the theater in Paris, people don't respect me. Oh, the king is the emperor's there. Okay. But if I only show up at the theater once a month, it becomes an event. And people start talking about me and thinking about me. So use absence sometimes, because we have this wrong impression that presence
or inaccessibility or difficulty to access you.
Being constantly present is what makes somebody kind of fall in love and want us. But actually, it's a step of absence that creates that. If in like a love situation, if you don't return the phone call right away or the text, and a day goes by, they start to think about you. They start to wonder about themselves. And in that process of thinking about you, they start fantasizing and wondering. And that's the powerful position.
So with Travis Kelce, he's somebody that has access to a lot of people, but Taylor Swift. So that causes this effect where he starts thinking, fantasizing, even doubting himself, even doubting how attractive he is. So that's the first part, right? So we understand that make yourself difficult to access, at least in the beginning, right? So then you could apply these strategies with more efficiency, okay? Now, the next thing is that the first emotion that I want to bring out is that she makes the man feel pride, responsibility, and the sense of masculinity. Why? Well, because Taylor Swift, she has a lot of guards around her. All right? She has a lot of guards. And the problem with a woman like her is that she already feels protected by the guards. A man will feel emasculated if he feels that you depend more on your security than on him. So one of the things that Taylor does is that she gives the responsibility of protection on him. Watch this.
Proud of him, and they couldn't stop kissing each other. The fans captured multiple angles of them cuddling against each other, and it couldn't be more sweet than this. Travis was beyond happy to see his girl on the field and did not want to let go.
This is honestly a very beautiful, in my opinion. Let me not get ahead of myself.
Later on, they started to walk, and Travis told everyone to back away.
Right? Back away. Right? Back the fuck away. Okay? That is a byproduct of Taylor letting him do that. She could have walked in with her guards and allowed both of them to walk without having people around them. But she allowed him to feel like he was protecting her.
He asked where his brother was.
He has his arm around her, right? His arm around her. He's protecting her. And ladies, that is very important. And a lot of you ladies, success causes you guys to become terminators, a bunch of terminators where you don't need protection, where you flaunt that you don't need a man. What Taylor does is that she allows herself to be a little girl around daddy in the most crude way possible. She allows him to be her big, super muscular superhero, and she becomes the damsel in distress that needs him for protection. Ladies, that is an extremely important thing because what her position is a position of power that will make a lot of guys feel insecure. That will make a lot of guys feel like you don't need them. And that's why a lot of guys will have a problem with dating a woman of this type of caliber because she's just too much of a superstar. There's too much security around her. You feel threatened around her. Well, the illusion you have to give the guy when you have a complete sense of independence, where you don't need someone, is to give the illusion that you need someone. Sun Tzu said, when you are weak, appear strong. But when you are strong, appear weak. You Terminator ladies out there who are hyper successful have to chill the hell out and appear weak. Appear like you need someone emotionally, physically, financially. I don't give a fuck. If you have security, kick him out while that guy's around. Make him feel like he's your security. That is highly important because then he's going to feel validated. He's going to feel like a man around her. Look, even in this video, he talks about this. And a man like him will want to make you feel protected because for protecting a woman validates a man. Protecting and any woman that makes a man feel like a man, that guy will develop more feelings for you.
Ice Spice on the show, while the football player had a brief cameo in a skit that poked fun at his and Swift's buzzing relationship.
Watch this.
Or video surfaced of the NFL player walking past Swift security.
Right, so that's him walking past the security, and watch what they say.
Some fans thought Kelce had pushed the man out of the way, which he later denied on his New Heights podcast, saying, "I didn't push him. I placed my hand on the gentleman's back to let him know I was behind him. If I would have pushed him, he probably would have turned around and tased me." The romance seemed to have heated up at that point, however, especially since the Chiefs player admitted he felt the need to protect Swift. He went on, "I feel like whenever I'm on a date, I'm always having this sense of like, I'm a man in the situation. I'm like..."
And the reason why is because listen to me, you guys don't understand the aura that she has. Well, maybe some of you guys do. The aura that she has is almost kryptonite for her love life. It really is. So what she does is she makes sure that she looks as feminine as possible, as helpless as possible, and as in need of protection as possible. And that gives a man a purpose. It gives a man responsibility. And that responsibility is to protect you. No man who doesn't feel, no man who sees you as wifey and as the one has that need to protect you. Like, if he doesn't see you as the one, he's not going to feel that need. The reason why he does that is because you made him feel like you need him. And he's stepping up to the challenge. So that's the first one, right? Making him feel like you need him. Giving him a place in your life. Not being all Terminator mode on him, all right? So that's the first one. The next one is a sense of feeling appreciation. The sense of feeling gratitude. In other words, Taylor Swift consistently shows support. And more support than I've ever seen in a woman. Her face completely lights up when she sees him succeed. Ladies, you guys have no idea how flattering that is. Me just watching this makes me feel validated. Let's watch this. It's truly, and the appreciation doesn't come from her words. The appreciation comes from the true sense of happiness that radiates from her face. Watch this. I can't believe that.
Where were you guys at?
Can't believe it happened, right? A woman who has seen everything, a woman who has everything in the world, is showing this much level of appreciation and love.
She told him that she was incredibly proud of him and they couldn't stop kissing each other. The fans captured multiple angles.
Right, hand over his heart. People, this is someone who wants to admire someone. When you are consistently being admired, you want to admire somebody else. You want to be able to look up and see somebody that's above you so that you don't feel alone at the mountaintop. And to me, I find this to be really, really beautiful, to be honest with you. Because this is what every woman who has power, who has influence wants. They want to submit to someone, but submission under condition. They want to praise someone. They want to make somebody feel like they're above other men and feel like they're part of their life. We all want to worship someone. I know it sounds insane to say that, but we all want to feel like we're a part of something greater, and that is what love gives people. And you create this aura by making a man feel like you completely admire him. That you completely admire his success, that you appreciate all of the little things that he does. And you got to make sure that you don't just do that with your words. You got to do that with your eyes. Watch.
Angles of them cuddling against each other, and it couldn't be more sweet than this. Travis was beyond happy to see his girl on the field and
this is the face.
And it couldn't be more sweet than this. Travis was beyond happy to see
this face. That is an undeniable sense of happiness and gratitude. Honestly, it makes me happy looking at it, to be honest with you. And as a man, if you see this, it's the feelings that your parents gave you when you graduated and they were proud of you. That feeling is just so deeply validating. This is a need that every person has, to be appreciated, for somebody to see us for who they are, for who we are.
His girl on the field and did not
look at that. Come on, man. Like, honestly, this is to me more important than her silly little words. Their face. That is and I know he feels. I know how he feels.
Want to let go.
Look, come on, man. Like, come on.
Later on, they started to walk, and Travis told everyone to back away.
Back off. It's my bitch. Right? Look at him. He's like, back off. Back off. Right? So she validated him. That's her job. And now he's protecting her. That's his job. It's a symbiotic relationship.
I think some people think that they saw our first date at that game. We would never be psychotic enough to hard launch a first date. When you say a relationship is public, that means I'm going to see him do what he loves. Mm-hmm. We're showing up for each other.
Yep.
Other people are there and we don't care. Subtly referring to her ex-boyfriend.
Showing up for each other is highly important.
Friend Joe Alwyn, she said. The opposite of that is you have to go to an extreme amount of effort to make sure no one knows that you're seeing someone. And
right. So for me is that she supports him in everything that she does. She's not even a freaking Chiefs fan. She's an Eagles fan. Her families are Eagles fan. And for him, she becomes an Eagles fan. I mean, she becomes a Chiefs fan, right? And that is, in the art of seduction, that's called mirroring, entering the person's spirit, right? Let's watch this. Enter their spirit. And entering their spirit comes down to entering their world, seeing the world from their point of view, adopting their beliefs, rooting for them, right? Watch this. Becoming their biggest cheerleader.
7. Enter their spirit. One of the great sources of frustration in our lives is other people's stubbornness. How hard it is to reach them, to make them see things our way. We often have the impression that when they seem to be listening to us and apparently agreeing with us, it is all superficial. The moment we are gone, they revert to their own ideas.
So it's almost like Taylor Swift being a Kansas City fan around him, but around her family, she's an Eagles fan. I think that's a really bad example because I could imagine her doing that, to be honest with you. But it's pretty much you start to mirror what they do. You start to see their world from their point of view. You start to adopt certain habits that they have, certain haircuts that they have, certain way of movement. You start to imitate them in an unconscious way. And in this case, she imitates him by attending the games, obviously, being his cheerleader, obviously, wearing his colors, adopting and being a fan now of his team. And people might say, oh, wow, she's just being a bandwagon fan. Motherfucker, that's the point. I'm willing to be a bandwagon fan for you. I'm willing to root for anyone, even hell, if you're on that team. And that's extremely flattering.
We spend our lives butting up against people as if they were stone walls. But instead of complaining about how misunderstood or ignored you are, why not try something different? Instead of seeing other people as spiteful or indifferent, instead of trying to figure out why they act the way they do, look at them through the eyes of the seducer. The way to lure people out of their natural intractability and self-obsession is to enter their spirit.
So what he did, Travis Kelce, remember how he talked about how, let's watch this, right? How he said that.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, I know you went to the Taylor Swift concert.
Right? He was going to the concert, right? He entered her world to get her attention. And then she entered his world. Watch.
How was it?
Yeah, well, I was disappointed that she doesn't talk about 44 songs that she sings, so I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her.
You made her a bracelet?
Yeah, if you're up on Taylor Swift concerts,
So if you're up on Taylor Swift concert, meaning that this dude started doing his research.
there are friendship bracelets, and I received a bunch of them being there, but I wanted to give Taylor Swift one with my number on it.
So he is giving a gift that is related to something that she does to everyone, giving a bracelet, right? So his gift comes from his understanding of her, from him literally entering her spirit.
Not right now.
Your number's in 87 or your phone number?
You know which one. She doesn't meet anybody, or at least she didn't want to meet me, so I took it personal.
She probably just hasn't gotten over the Super Bowl yet. She's a big Eagles fan. Maybe she just made something up and just didn't want to talk to you.
Damn it.
So what happens from that is that then people will begin to mirror you. It's just that simple. You enter their spirit, and it's so enchanting, it's so validating from within that they just start imitating you as a result. And it creates this beautiful symbiotic relationship. And it's not just the imitation that happens, it's also at a biological and even a physical level. If you spend long enough time with people, mirroring them, mirroring their facial expressions, the way they talk, the way they move, the process of falling in love, you guys end up looking like each other, where you guys literally mirror each other. I mean, who knows? If you date a white woman and you're black, you might even become mulatto afterwards, right? she might even start getting black and right. So that's the first thing, right? So that's the second thing, is that they start to mirror each other, and they enter their spirit, and that causes a symbiotic mirroring of each other, right? So it's truly. And the next thing is the sense of familial comfort, right? The sense that their families get along, and that it just feels like a seamless transition from being two families to one, right? Watch Taylor Swift call Kelce's dad. I celebrated that. Lovely look for she was looking for dad, which was Kelsey's dad, but also Travis Kelce did the same thing, right? They're mirroring each other, and when he says hi to Taylor's dad, he calls him dad, right? And that family comfort is pretty indicative that this is gonna go to marriage, pretty much, and that feeling that you guys are a family creates such a deep bond and that's happened to me where I got along with the family and I felt like I was part of the family, and I'll be honest with you, that adds an extra layer of love. It truly does. You just feel more like family. It's one thing for you to have the two things where you feel strong and masculine around her, but also she's mirroring you, she understands you. It goes up another level when you guys feel like your families get along. And that's what happened. And the reason why their families get along is because they have conservative value, it seems like. They value having a family. And this is where conservatism has an advantage over liberalism when it comes to this, is that conservatives are more family oriented. It leads to less results, divorce. It leads to more satisfactory marriages simply because of the familial feeling, of the familial comfort. They're a big family. And this to me makes Travis Kelce feel he found a catch. And it's kind of ironic because she's such a famous person, but she's able to give him this semi home comforting small feeling that they have within their little circle, if that makes any sense, right? I feel happy for both of them. I hear that Travis Kelce is a little narcissistic from what I hear, so I didn't look too much into that. I wanted to keep it positive, but I'll look into him because I hear some exes are not happy with him. But to me, I feel like Taylor Swift is doing something right. Right? She's not being all Terminator mode around him. Her guards don't really guard her, quote unquote, as much when he's around. She gives him space to feel strong. They mirror each other. He feels like she has his complete support, and vice versa. And they feel like they're a family. And those feelings create a loving feeling amongst each other. It truly is a nice thing, people. I'm happy that I did this, to be honest with you. And that's my take on her. Let me know if you guys agree in the comment section. If you guys want to learn more about this, if I was to give her a course, to purchase a course, I would tell people you got to get the Psychological Game of Attraction, which is a course that I made for women who are single. Natural Chemistry, which is a course for women who are in relationships. Nice Girl, which is a course that I made for women who consistently getting played and who are really nice and people take advantage of their niceness. And Emotional Mastery, which is a course on how to master your emotions. You can purchase all of those courses by clicking on the description down below. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one on the phone, click on the description down below. Coaching calls start at $75. And I'll see you guys later, man. Don't forget to pre-order that new course that I'm coming with. It's called The Feminine Woman by clicking on the description down below. It was a pleasure to make this video, right? So take care. Bye-bye.